What is up, internet? We are here back once again live on YouTube, Kick, and Twitch. It is Friday, July 17th, day number 11 inside the Big Brother house. Who won HOH? Who will be their nominees? Plus, a new alliance forms while the new HOH is ready to make some big moves. Let's talk about that, plus all the info, drama, and more from yesterday's live feeds. But first, if you are new here, hit that subscribe button. If you like this video, hit that like button. Hit that notification bell. You'll never miss a video. You'll never miss a stream. We do daily live feed updates here all season long, first thing in the morning. You're never going to want to miss it. We do things a little bit different here on a Friday. Normally we have the videos Monday through Thursday, but on Fridays we like to go live and talk to you guys here with the chat. We're going to start off with our update though, nice, short, condensed, to the point, and then we're going to jump into the chat with you guys and get into all of the nitty-gritty from this past week of Big Brother, the first week of the season. How are you guys all doing in chat? I'm going to ignore you here for a little bit, but let's get into everything. A little bit of a recap for you, if you guys haven't been keeping up with everything going on the feeds. After Jason, Rome, and Chuck won safety for the week, D went on to win the HOH competition and nominated Mallory, Taylor, and Yash. Mallory went on to win the power of veto, meaning that D needed to find a replacement nominee. After Mallory used her power of veto on herself, D named Ashley as the replacement, and Yash went on to win the blockbuster during the eviction episode, meaning that Ashley and Taylor would face the vote from the house. Ashley was evicted unanimously, despite her speech on snacks. It had little effect, as the night before it was all pretty much locked in for Ashley to leave. On the feeds, before the actual episode, not much really took place. Like I said, they locked that all in beforehand. They even kind of had said, hey, we're not even really going to talk about the vote at all. We're just going to go into it with Ashley leaving. And then if it happens to be Yash versus Taylor, it would end up being Yash who would go. But Yash came out on top in that blockbuster, not needing that. Feeds were supposed to come back after the episode. It was a big part of the promotion this year that, hey, after every episode, there's going to be feeds on YouTube. What I really kind of expected, especially with where we're at right now with the blockbuster competition, we used to get always either a taste of the HOH competition. Sometimes we would even get a live HOH competition on the episode where we would find out the winner before the episode wrapped. But in the new era of the blockbuster, we don't see that very often since they need all that time for that extra comp on the episode. I still, to this day, don't know why they don't do Thursdays as a 90-minute episode so you can get the blockbuster in there and an HOH comp, but it is what it is. Wednesdays are our 90-minute episode that usually get filled with fluff anyway, so listen, if producer Ori was in charge, things would be a little bit different. But we didn't get any feeds at all, and I at least expected them to have, because we have had in the past, post-eviction but pre-HOH live feeds. But sadly, we didn't get any of that. Feeds didn't come back for a long time until after the West Coast airing of the episode. But when they did come back, let me get ready to update our board here. We found out that Devens won HOH. He is your second HOH of the season. Our two Survivor players running the house back-to-back weeks. The competition was done in pairs. They had to kind of choose who they wanted their partner to be. There was a little bit of controversy in there. We'll get to in just a bit on how that was all done. But they all came back in dressed like cowboys. Pairs were kind of eliminated as they went. And it was Devens who came out on top in the end. Apparently, Drew was very visible in how he threw this competition as well, that a few people noticed. So we'll have to keep an eye out for that when the competition airs. We also had our have-nots picked, and it ended up being Barrett, Jason, Camu, Lyric, and Rome. who are all spinning on the bed currently, even as I am talking to you guys right now. First things first, after getting his HOH room, Devens met up with Lala. And, she said, back when this game first started, she did say she wanted all of the vets to get out. Not a great start of a meeting with the HOH, telling them that you originally wanted them out of the house. But, don't worry. She doesn't feel that way anymore. But you know who she should go after? Haley. And she pushes Haley as a potential nominee for Devens. But Devens immediately kind of pushes back and he said, listen, she's kind of off the table. Haley was Devens' partner in the competition, and he ended up making kind of a deal with her when they were the last two left in there, so he can't put her up for a nomination. Even if that wasn't the case, Devens is pretty closely aligned with Haley at the moment in the Red Corner Alliance, so that really wasn't going to be an option for him anyway. We also ended up getting Rome having a conversation with Devens. Now, Devens and Rome have had a pretty good working relationship. They've both looked to have each other's back in this game. And Rome comes to Devin. He's like, listen, man, I just want to let you know, I got this 4-person alliance. It's called the Four Seasons with Drew, Melody, Lyric, and myself. Like, do you want to be in the alliance with us? Like, just drops that information. Not like, hey, like, I really like Drew. I really like Lyric. You know that. Maybe we could bring Melody. Like, none of that. It was just straight up, hey, I have this alliance. It's called the Four Seasons. Like, not even just a hint. Like, hey, maybe we could start. Just full on. We have an alliance. This is the name. Do you want to be a part of it? Now, one of my big things here in Big Brother is that, when somebody offers you an alliance, you just say yes, right? That is normally the thing you do. If you're offered an alliance, you just say yes. Devens, though, he hears this and he's like, oh, yeah, I think I'm good. How about no? how about no? Devens over here, he hears Rome talking about the Four Seasons. You know what, brother? I've heard about this hotel already. Like, he knows about this. This isn't something he's heard the reviews of. It only has 1 star. Devin does not want a reservation in this Four Seasons hotel. He goes on to tell Drew how during the competition, Melody originally was seemingly wanted to pair with him in the comp. But apparently, production had this like weird thing where they kind of leaked that you weren't going to be going against each other, but you were going to be doing pairs. So there was a little bit of an idea that they were going to be kind of going against each other. When Melody realized that wasn't the case, immediately jumped from Devens over to Drew. And Devens was like, oh, okay then. So Devens tells us like all to Rome. He's like, listen, I just don't think that's gonna work for me, pal. Like what you're pitching isn't gonna happen. Rome kind of hears him out on this and he says, okay, I understand that. Listen, do this for me then. Keep myself safe. And how about Lyric and Jason? You know what? Forget Drew. Who cares about Drew and Melody? They can kick rocks. Just make sure that me, Lyric, and Jason, we don't go up on the block. How about that? Does that sound better as an idea? And Devens is like, actually, yeah, that one seems a little bit better for me. I can work with that. Telling you, man, this was hilarity. Watching this all go down. Eventually, Rome leaves. Then Devens fills in D on kind of everything that was going on. She almost falls over when she hears that he told him all about this alliance. She was loving that. But Devin does tell her, like, really, my options are pretty limited, and I might not have any choice except for Melody, Lala, and even Mallory. Especially Mallory, he doesn't necessarily want to put her back up on the block a second week, but he really might kind of be out of options just with who he's aligned with and who he kind of wants to keep off the block and not target as of right now. One of those being Yash, somebody who's just on the block, doesn't want to put him back up, but also feels like he can kind of pitch to Yash as like, hey, you want to come kind of be closer to me? Maybe we can have more of a connection. When Yash does come up to the HOH room, Devens kind kind of exactly that. He's like, listen, I don't want to put you back up on the block. I want to kind of see if we can build something here, maybe have a little bit of a working relationship. While that was going on, eventually Yash left, and he ended up joining in with Kamu in the bathroom. Uh, Issue was, Dee and Haley think they like overhear the boys talking about their name. I'll be honest, I have no clue if they actually were talking about them or not, whether they did actually say their name. But they start like spying on them. They're like literally laying on like the jacuzzi room floor, like listening in to the bathroom, trying to hear what Yash and Akamu are talking about. It almost seemed like it might get heated there for a bit because Haley was in the bathroom like, so you want to tell us what you were talking about in here? Like, how about you be honest with us? Because we know what you were talking about. Like, I was like, wait a minute, is this about to pop off right now? About like something that they just heard in the bathroom? It does seem like it calmed down a little bit. Even Dee was like, I mean, I heard my name, and they were like, you heard your name? Like, what's going on? So I don't 100% know what was going on in that conversation, whether or not they actually were talking about them. I would assume Kamu would then fill in Haley later on anyway. So it was kind of weird that she would get very aggressive with it at first, but it did seem like they ended up just kind of like joking it off as the thing went on. But for a minute there, I thought we were going to get some real action. We also ended up getting Angela going up to meet with Devens in the HOH room. And she's got a pretty interesting plan. She says, right now, this is the time to backdoor Rome. Obviously, Devens is a little bit hesitant with this at first, since he had just kind of made a deal with Rome not to put up Rome, Jason, or Lyric, and this would be a big shot right at Rome. And then he was also kind of going over his other nomination options. And Angela even says, put Jason up on the block once again, kind of meaning war with Rome. And that was kind of her idea on it. We also got Devens and Barrett kind of meeting up. And Barrett even says, he's like, ideally, I would like to see Rome go this week. And Devin tells him about, Angela having that kind of a plan already. And he wasn't 100% sure because he did make this deal with Rome. So it's like, this is going to be taking a big shot at him. Devins also kind of lets him know about how Angela's getting paranoid about Drew, and how he's like, don't even tell him any information about what's going on. But he does say to them, like, hey, I think I want to take a big shot here and go after Melody, Lyric, and Jason, and then add Rome in as that backdoor option. Because that was one of the other things. Even if he didn't put up Jason or Lyric with the nominations, let's say he went with Melody, Mallory, and Lala, what happens if he needs a fourth nominee? He's going to have to break that deal pretty much anyway. So it's like, why even do that? Let's just take the big shot. Devins also tells Drew that he's feeling like reckless and he wants to really get a big move in. He wants that smoke. Eventually Dee joins in, and Devin really fills them in on the plan that, you know what, he's looking at doing Jason, Lyric, and Melody with that backdoor on Rome, pretty much like Angela suggested. Eventually they get Angela up on there. They're trying to get Barrett on up there because they want to have a big group meeting and kind of lock in with everyone else. They think it was a little too risky, but then eventually, you know what? They did it anyway, and they got Baron on up there. They got the rest of the Red Corner on up there, and they all lock in this big group that they are calling the Tool Shed. Only thing is, they did all this, and I think maybe they should have went with their first suspicions that, you know what? If they went and got everybody up here, it would look too suspicious, because Rome was watching this all happen. He was listening to them kind of laughing and giggling up in the HOH room. He's watching the numbers all go into the room. He is seeing all of this happen, and he fills in Jason and basically says, like, look, I think we're in trouble here. They've got the majority and the numbers up there. They pretty much guess off the bat that Barrett and Drew must be big Survivor fans that aligned with Dee and Devins early. And they talk about how, like, this is bad. They need to talk about, trying to fix this, because they realize this is going to be big trouble for them. There was a few other little chats here and there throughout the night as well. But eventually most of them did go to bed fairly recently. It wasn't until we pretty much went live that the final person, I think Jason was that last one, who made his way into the have not room. But yeah, what a wild, wild night of feeds when we came back after finding out the HOH. And what are you guys thinking of this plan right now from Devens? Do you think he should stick to the plan that he's saying with Rome originally, where he was going to take care of Rome, Jason, and Lyric, and then only go on that if he had to with a fourth nominee? Or do you like this plan of going straight at them, getting ready for that Rome backdoor option that Angela now really has come up with, and really Devens has kind of taken the reins on and said, you know what? Yeah, let's do this. What an amazing night of feeds as we have Devens winning the HOH and huge plans here for nominations. I actually see Lala's up on the feeds right now. Looks like she's having some trouble sleeping. So we'll have to see what kind of fireworks go off today with nominations. We will be back tomorrow with another live feed update for you, giving you all the information on everything that you missed on the BB live feeds. Thank you guys all so much again. If you are new here, hit that subscribe button. If you like this video, if you made it all the way to the end of this stream, make sure you smash that like button. If you're following on Twitch, if you're following on Kick, hit that follow button. Thank you guys all so much. Make sure you check out all of our socials. Check out the Discord. Check out oristreams.com. Check out the Ori Fund, exclamation Ori Fund. Link in the description. Help support Oris everywhere. Thank you guys all so much. And I will see you next time.